Well, darn. I do apologize for that. Apparently, I ran out of storage on my phone temporarily. Uh, so yeah. So I told my group uh, after that night, like, she's no longer allowed in my car, and even the other apartment guy, she is no longer allowed over there at all. Uh, I don't know if he's going to stick with his side, because of course I'm here right now. I'm in my car. But apparently, the head guy, the other female, and the apartment buddy apparently they're going to court and possibly going to go pick her up or something. I told him it's going to happen again. The head guy says that if it does happen again, then he's moving out, but they had another fight like not even a week before, and they're both in agreement that they're broken up and stuff. And just within a couple hours, he was led back in, and everything was basically forgiven. So it's, yeah, you can tell it's one of those relationships. Because if you allow it, you're going to keep allowing it in the first place. Plus, no one really changes that quickly. If it's part of their core, then they're not going to change. Her arguing is part of her core. Yes, core type emotions. Yes, I'm using similar to Inside Out, but that's basically how it is. Uh, it's very similar because everyone does have like a core emotion type, I guess. I wouldn't really say memory, but I would say a core emotion or display of emotions, and arguing is her core display. Uh, from what I can tell, it's typically her basically starting arguments and him trying to defend himself. So, I'm not saying it's always like that. Sometimes it is the other way, but just for a majority of it, it seems like she is attacking him because of his past. Because that one other argument that they had, like not even a week before her going to jail, was about him cheating. Which, yes, the argument was full on its right and stuff, but she should have just ended it there, because he lost all of her trust at that point. And if there's no trust, then why? Then there's no relationship. At that point, you're pretty much just friends with benefits, and they're in a poly relationship as it is. So, which personally, I don't know of any poly relationships lasting longer than a year. I'm not saying that there's none out there. I've just never seen them. Because in every relationship, there's always a main person, rather if it's a main girl or a main guy. And typically, the main girl is with the main guy or with another main girl. It's basically, there are two main people, basically. And it's usually the people who started it, started the original poly. But yeah. But because of that, the other people get jealous, which is where my buddy is at. He is jealous because the side girl, I don't really like that term, but I'm going with it anyways. But the side girl is supposedly focusing more on the main guy, because the side girl, but basically both girls are wanting the main guy. That girl, the side girl, also does really love the other girl too. So that's why the poly works out. In this case, is basically because the guy is basically can have intercourse pretty much on the daily at this point. And the two girls can pretty much get it whenever they want. And then my buddy ended up joining in on the poly last. And as far as I can tell from last night, is that because he left with someone else last night, a guy, not a girl, and to go hang out with some buddies, and him and the one other side girl, which he joined the poly because of the side girl. That was the only person that he was actually interested in. But of course, he thought about it last night, and the side girl and him kind of got into an argument as well. And from what I can tell, and from what was said last night at Intertwined, is he's pretty much done with the poly. I'm pretty sure he left a conundrum where she split up the poly and stay with him, or he was leaving, which I did tell him, like, if he goes, I go, because he was the person that kind of got me into this place. But it's not just him that would make me leave. If the side girl leaves, I'm also leaving. As well as the buddy from the one apartment. If he leaves, I leave as well. So if any one of those three leave, I'm leaving. And from what it seems is my buddy, my original buddy, he's going to be leaving. Which, the people and I, we kind of was talking about it. And out of a joke, I basically mentioned, like, if we really wanted to make him really upset, is have other me join the poly, or me basically get with that side chick. And just as a joke. And she kind of took it another step further, and she said that her and the main guy could make a video and send it to him. I said, true, that would kind of, like, fuck with his head, but mine would fuck with him worse, because him and I are very close friends. I wouldn't do that. I was saying it as a joke. But if we truly wanted to fuck with his head, that's how we would have done it. But I'm not like that. So, yeah. So, at this point, your guys are pretty much caught up so far. But I probably won't be staying here for too much longer. I originally said, after that Megan girl went to jail, if she gets into another fight at all, both my buddy and I are leaving. If need be, we can park somewhere around here and sleep like that, because the one buddy apartment said that I can keep my stuff in his apartment as long as I make room in his closet, which I will. But I did promise them that I would still continue driving that guy from the other apartment to donation and stuff, because they donate their plasma and they get somewhere between $20 and $70 depending on, and they can donate twice a week. So they can donate, they have to wait a day, and then they can donate again, and then they have to wait until the following week. Like, you can't have 2 days right in a row. But, sorry, just woke up a little ago. But it's like if it's your first donation for the week, then you get like there's like two of them in town. I don't remember what they exactly are, but it's like one of them is a lower amount for the first time donating for the week, and then the second time you donate, it's even more. I think it's like 25 the first, and then somewhere around the 50 or something like that for the second. Something like that. I don't remember exactly. And it's something that I want to do because that's gas, basically. And on the second day, it's more of food. So yeah. But I told the one guy that I will continue taking him to get plasma, but the other, like the main guy in that poly, because of his mess up with cheating, until he earns my trust back, if I leave, like, I'm not going to be taking him. But we probably will, at least I probably will continue being around here, at least around those days. So yeah. But I say that's it. I would say have a nice day and have a nice night, and I'll catch y'all next time. Sadly, I gotta stay with the video logs because apparently one of my controllers is completely out and the other one's not charging. And plus, we don't really have fully reliable internet. So I can't live stream. So yeah. See you.